Good morning to you. Today I've got an interesting one. It's quite a broken up day actually. First thing this morning I've got a one-to-one with a client of mine. After that I have got a brief live or Facebook Live to promote my webinar tomorrow evening. After that I've got to do a webinar test, a full technical test, because we want to make sure this thing's going to work for tomorrow evening. I've then got to go and pick up my girls. I come back from that straight into a podcast interview. It's kind of like a video podcast interview that I've got going on tonight about 9 o'clock. So it's going to be a long day, a very much broken day. However, first things first, right now I've got my one-to-one client who should be pulling up in the car as we speak. Okay, so I've just had my one-to-one with my client. We talked about a whole host of things. However, what we really were talking about a lot was motivation and driving and continually kind of pushing forward with business. And I think this is really useful information, whether you're in business or not. And that is the two things that really came out of this conversation were, number one, you must continually seek and see and perceive the rewards for all your hard work. And the second one is you've got to have some fun in what you're doing. The reason being really simple is if we don't see the rewards for all our hard work, it's just hard work. And if we go into the darkest recesses of our brain, especially we go back into our own evolution, if something is just hard work, it's just painful, it's just uncomfortable, it's just sacrifice without any gain for that, then very quickly your brain is going to lose motivation, it's going to lose drive, as it should do, because obviously we're expending all this energy, we're going through all this potential discomfort for literally no reward. So evolutionarily speaking, and in terms of how our brain has evolved, of course it makes all the sense in the world to pull the plug on any kind of motivational drive in those circumstances. So we were talking to him about how it's really important to continually keep finding those rewards, those successes in what we do, even, or I should say especially, when it's hard to do so. It's easy to feel good about your shit when you've just landed the biggest deal of your life, or you've bought a new car, or you're about to go on holiday. It's harder to feel good about yourself and life when you're up against it, when you're having really sort of difficult times, or when you're going through a bit of a losing streak. However, that's when it's most important that you find those rewards. Secondly, the joy, the fun. Well, interestingly, most people in this world, about 70% of people hate their jobs. So 70% of people will work really hard for some money. However, fun is the stuff that you'll do for free. More importantly, fun is the stuff you'll pay a lot of money for. So if we can bring some fun into our day-to-day lives, into our businesses or into our jobs, actually, that's the stuff we normally have to go and seek. We hunt that out. We pay for that stuff. So if business can be fun, if work can be fun, if the hard work can be fun, if you can find a way of doing that, be playful, be childlike, not childish, then you can start to get the rewards in those tasks as well. And when you're having fun and when you're having joy, when you're playing, nothing feels particularly hard work. You will exhaust yourself having fun. You will wear yourself out having fun. So bring that fun back into business, bring that fun back into your day-to-day working life. So there are two of the real kind of big takeaways that he took from that. Number one, keep seeking and finding those rewards, those successes, those reasons for doing what you're doing. Number two, bring some fun in it, bring some play, bring some joy. Do that and you shouldn't have any problems staying highly motivated, highly driven, and therefore successful. Right, now I've got to jump on to a Facebook Live where I'm promoting my webinar for tomorrow night. So I've got to quickly jump off because he's waiting to talk to me right now. Okay, so they say you should never work with technology. If they don't say that, they should say that, because it's always a pain in the arse. It never goes according to plan. It's never as easy as it should be. So we've spent probably about 2 hours now trying to get 2 bits of software working. One, to enable me to go live with Nick James, a Seriously Fun Business, in about 25 minutes to talk about my webinar tomorrow night. And the other one, to get the webinar technology ready to go live tomorrow night. Here's the thing. It never goes according to plan. It's always a pain in the arse. And the lesson, as always, is get your shit in order hours, if not even days, before you need it, because technology, if it can let you down, it will let you down. Anyway, we should be set to go. I should be going live in about 25 minutes according to plan. Fingers crossed. I'm so in love with you. You got me down again. Okay, so it's off to pick up the girls we go. It's about a 4-hour round trip and I'm looking forward to it actually. There's a lot going on in the business at the moment. My head's getting pulled into a lot of different directions. The technology for the first half of today has turned my brain to mush. So I'm quite looking forward to spending the next 4 hours in this, my aluminium bubble of Zen. So the next 90 minutes will be in Zen. I'm just going to chill out, listen to an audiobook and hammer down the M4. And then I'll pick up the kids, I'll catch up with all the gossip and the teenage angsty drama, because there's always teenage angsty drama in teenage girls' lives for whatever reason. And then we'll come back home, jump onto that interview podcast webinar thingy that I'm doing later on today, and then I can relax. Anyway, for the next 4 hours, this is my home. I'm looking forward to it. Quick stop off, a quick emergency stop. You know those emergencies you get when you have to have a coffee if you're in your car for more than about an hour at a time. Anyway, back onto the M4 we go. Okay, so I made it back in record time, which is just as well because it's like 2 minutes to 9. So I've got 2 minutes to get my butt over there and get onto this video podcast. We're going to be talking about group coaching models. We're going to be talking about masterminds. We're also going to be talking about mindset, attitude, behaviors, cultures. He runs a book club, an online book club. So I'm almost certainly going to end up talking about books within business books, motivational books. Also talking about personal development. Apparently a lot of his listeners and followers are into personal development as well. Right up my street. So I'm actually looking forward to this. It should just be a nice, friendly chat. Hopefully passing on some inspiring and aspirational content, as well as obviously, hopefully having a laugh and having a good time as well. Anyway, I better jump down there. I've got about like 1 minute to go. Okay, so that's the end of what has been a relatively grueling day. I've just done 2 hours on that podcast, that interview. We covered everything like I thought we would do, from business to personal development. Ended up talking a lot actually about courage and about, rather than trying to develop or lose your fear, what you want to try and do is cultivate the mindset or the attitude of courage, you know, in terms of facing those fears and being someone that when you're present with fear or when you're faced with fear, that you understand that you have a choice. I can absolutely step back, I can retreat, or I can step forward and I can progress. And we talked a lot about, you know, developing courage as a strategy rather than trying to eliminate fear itself. If you're going to level up, if you're going to keep growing as an individual or growing in terms of your business, you're always going to be confronted with fears. You're always going to be confronted with doubts. You're always going to be confronted with potentially with anxieties. So rather than trying to keep overcoming them, what you do is you develop courage, you develop an attitude of bravery, which means that even when you're faced with something that you're fearful of or the unknown, you still are someone that continues to progress and continues to level up. That actually took, I think it was about 45 minutes on that alone. So I thought it was interesting shit. Hopefully you did too. Anyway, it's well late now, 11:30. I've got to be up relatively early in the morning for our introduction, our foundation program. And I shall talk to you more about that, no doubt, in the morning. Have a good night.